Hey guys, Matt Bishop here. We are backstage at the Crocodile Rock Cafe in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I am sitting here with Matt from Trivium. We got the Matt attack going on here. What's going on, man?
Same old, just finished sound check, just rehearsed a bunch of songs we haven't played in probably about a month and a half or two, so today was the only shot. This is the only headlining show, I think, in the U.S. for this year, so.
Wow, this is epic tonight, folks. Yep. If you're not here yet, get here.
Yep.
So I watched the sound check, and watching you guys kind of warm up and adjust to like a smaller club setting, and I know you guys just came off Mayhem Festival. It was a lot of amphitheaters. Then you went over to London, O2 Arena, big stadium. What is the change in dynamic like when you go from venue to venue with size and, you know, sound, and how do you guys go about making adjustments in that respect?
It's the same thing that we would do in a club in a big show. Like one of the shows we played off of Mayhem was at Wacken Open Air Festival, and it was about 80,000 people there. So whether that show or this show, it's just, I think, approaching with the same dynamic, like not overthinking it. We used to think of it like, maybe we did when we were first starting off, all right, big show performance, small show performance, but nowadays it's all the same thing, so just do the same thing. Obviously, you know, we can't use our backdrop, we can't use our giant screams, we can't use little things in a club like this, but we're still going to do the exact same style of show that we would do. I guess maybe when we're headlining shows, whether really small or really big, and it's our crowd, it's a lot more relaxed than when we're playing in front of a brand new audience. Something like a festival or like Mayhem or Wacken or the Maiden crowd or the Dream Theater crowd is slightly different. Maybe a little less talking, maybe a little less obscure songs. When it comes to shows with our fans, a lot more relaxed.
That's incredible. Now, speaking of like Maiden and Dream Theater, you just dropped two pretty major names. Who are some of your influences? Guys that you really kind of draw to when you're writing records and, you know, just playing on stage?
I mean, our classical influence, the stuff that maybe from 12, 13 years old, the things that we all share collectively, Metallica, Megadeth, Pantera, Testament, Slayer, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, Black Sabbath, you know, that same core that everyone holds true for their first favorite metal bands. When I was about 15 or so, I really got into all the Swedish bands. In Flames was one of the most influential bands on me. In Flames, Killswitch Engage, those were the things I was starting into in my mid to later teens that really influenced me to where I could go with my previous influences. When I was 16, I was into black metal. Then I got into some like hardcore bands that were in like late 90s, early 2000s, and then got heavily into Queen on the Crusade, heavily into Beatles on Shogun, then classical, and then jazz. And nowadays it's like indie, folk, jazz, classical, and really whatever, anything that sounds good. But my biggest influences that I get musically are visual artists, people like Lars von Trier, who did the movie Antichrist, David Lynch did Blue Velvet and Mulholland Drive, Christopher Nolan, Paul Thomas Anderson, Wes Anderson, film directors, and modern contemporary artists, guys like Corey Archangel. The reason why I'm so drawn to visual art is because I'm incapable of making it. I don't understand how it's made. I would like to be able to do it, but it's something I can't do, so I can draw influence from that. Like, not in the sense of seeing a work by one of those film directors that I like and making a song based off of anything like that. That's not what I do, but it'll really kind of jog my brain to want to be creative.
Well, don't sell yourself short. The In Waves video, that was pretty visually awesome, if I do say so myself.
See, Built to Fall, we just shot that too, and it starts right at the end of the last video. So all the videos for this record are going to tie in together.
Oh, that's incredible. Now, the new record, it's out now on Roadrunner Records. It's phenomenal. I've listened to it over and over. And you were talking about your influences are, you know, varied from heavy metal, classical heavy metal, to jazz. I feel like this record has kind of a little bit of everything compared to previous Trivium records. Can you talk to me a little bit about that?
The big thing with this record for us, it wasn't about technicality. It wasn't about showing what we can or want to do. It was all about making the best songs possible. What's nice about this record is it doesn't sound like another band. It doesn't sound like a genre, but it sounds like our band. Because with previous records that we've had, maybe it's impossible to trace, all right, well, maybe this was influenced by this style of music or this kind of band. But within Waves, it just sounds like us. I don't know how it happened, but that's the way we want to do it.
That's fantastic. Now, I have kind of a non-musical question for you. My producer will tell you, I used to have really short hair. I'm in the process of growing it back. Yeah. You're the opposite. You used to have really long hair, but you did something pretty cool, something really amazing. You know, so tell me a little bit about that, and for all the fans that don't know.
Yeah, I cut my hair and donated to Locks of Love, which is an organization that makes human hair wigs for kids with leukemia and cancer, people that need the hair a lot more than I do. So it was the second time I've done that. I've cut my hair twice now, and each time I did that. So yeah, I figured should go to a better cause than me needing it. Yeah.
Providing hair for those who don't have it so they can headbang. That's amazing. After this fall run, what's next for Trivium?
So we're currently on the Dream Theater tour. It's just Dream Theater and Trivium. We have one date where we fly to Japan in the middle of it and play the Loud Park Festival, fly back, finish Dream Theater. We've got about a couple days home. Then we go support, it's In Flames, Trivium, Ghost, Rise to Remain, and Incense in Europe, and then Trivium, In Flames, Ghost, Rise to Remain, Incense in the UK. That finishes up the rest of the year. And then the next, I think the first 3 or 4 months of next year will be we'll be on 2 different tours in North America again. A major market tour where we're co-headlining with someone, and then we're supporting someone else on the next.
Awesome. What's the set list look like tonight? This isn't going to air until about 2 days from now, so can you give us a little preview?
Everything. We're playing a little bit off every record except for the first one. We just didn't have time to rehearse anything off the first one, but we're playing Departure, which will be the first time we ever play this in North America.
Wow.
A lot of stuff off In Waves, a lot of everything, a lot more Crusade than we've ever played. 3 Crusade songs, which is something we've kind of skipped that album for the last 2 or 3 years, and so it's got a little bit of everything.
Awesome. We're mixing it up. My last question for you is, we already have the Matt thing in common, and I've always kind of wanted to be a rock and roll frontman. What advice from one Matt to another could you give to me to kind of be a heavy metal frontman?
Man, it's hard. It's like, it's taken me all the way up until recently to really figure out what my vibe is, and I think it's more, because before it used to be so offstage me, onstage me, and now it's bridging a lot more of the two, allowing myself to be a lot more like myself off stage than as on, versus it being like so tough or so like do this, do that. Nowadays we're not about getting the crowd to do things like to hurt each other and mosh and all that stuff, where it's before I used to get upset when the crowd didn't do that and I'd berate them and get angry, but nowadays it's just about having a good time. So you just got to find out what your dynamic is, and my dynamic lately has just been, it's intense but still like a positive vibe, more positive than it used to be.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Well, In Waves is out now on Roadrunner Records. Go pick it up. Who knows? Maybe a side project, the Matt Attack.
Actually,
who
you
knows?
look just like one of my buddies from home.
Really?
Yeah, you look like my friend Chris. So I thought I already knew you. Yeah.
Look at that.
He runs like a graphic design company, though.
I gotcha. I don't really know too much graphic. Yeah. I play a little guitar. I interview people.
Cool.
That's whatever.
Cool.
All right, guys. In Waves. Get it. Pick it up and crank it up, and get down to Croc Rock tonight. Full set list. It's going to be incredible. We're out.
Cool. Thank you very much. See you soon.